Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is part 2 of 2, and this is episode or show number 59, more like 89 because they're usually 2 parts. But hey, great job with that, by the way. We just finished doing part 1, and we got into basic introduction, what we're going to talk about. Thank you as always to everyone who watches these. To deal with us and to take the time and to watch it and to comment is really amazing. So it's always, I don't care if it's part 1, part 2, part 10, part 8, and I do this on every one, or we. Thank you. Seriously, standing ovation, guys. You gotta give a standing O. Seriously, okay? So anyway, thank you. If you want to, if you have seen this, or seeing this for the first time and you want to see what led up to this, just pause here and go back or however you get there and look for part 1.
Well, they can go on the playlist. They go on the 5K tennis, go on playlist, and you can see it's in order.
I don't know how to, Jonathan's gonna put it on there?
It's already on there. If you go on 5K tennis, you go to that channel, and then you hit playlist, you'll see the podcast, and you can start at 1.
But doesn't like Jonathan have to put it there? Because I don't.
It's already on a playlist.
But no, I'm talking about right now. Oh, when they watch it,
if they want to go back to number 1, yes. Whatever show they want to go to, it's on that playlist.
But when we get done, someone still has to say, okay, let's put it there, so it's on there, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that gets done, otherwise it won't be
Sure.
There.
Do you know how to do that?
No, I don't know how to do that. But that's what Jonathan's for.
Okay,
Our 16-year-old is supposed to handle that.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he's gonna handle that. Tell you what, tell you what's gonna go down. All right, are you ready? All right. So look, we just. Why are you looking at me for?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Huh? Man, distracting. Hindrance. Well, I get to hindrance. All right. So we just finished with Furzy09 and a really good comment that he had, and we discussed that at length. So our next comment, stemming from the continuation of part 1, is from Wainam Chia.
Well, did you respond to Furzy? I mean, I don't think you got to respond.
Wait, okay, so read Furzy for comment again, and I'll respond.
He said that his reason for Kerber Halep pick is you can't trust anyone on the WTA tour. Halep and Kerber are the only ones that have made more than one semifinal in a major this year. Halep plays fewer tournaments than most, but still number 1 due to her consistency.
Okay.
And then as for his reason for Federer Nadal pick is that he doesn't think Djokovic is back to his best. Could not take advantage of so many Nadal short balls and could have lost to a bad version of Nadal if the roof was open. Djokovic should have won that match more easily, therefore going with the unpopular choice in Federer Nadal.
Okay, I like this. I mean, okay, I can go on a length about it. So I'm gonna start with the Djokovic Nadal match from Wimbledon. Let's scratch the second day. Let's look at the day 1 before it was continued, correct? Now, was not Djokovic up, 2-1 or 2-0? Actually,
if you remember, Nadal had a chance to win that set and he didn't take advantage of it.
What I'm saying, but after day 1, what was the set score?
It was not
2-1?
It was 2 sets. 2 sets.
So it's 2-0 Djokovic?
Yeah.
So who's to say that Djokovic didn't just beat Nadal in the third set 6-0?
Yeah, but I think Nadal was rushing it. He was rushing because they knew that they couldn't finish the match.
Fair enough. I personally, again, if I have the big 3 on a platform.
Do you think Djokovic is back to his best?
No.
Okay, that's what he's saying.
I agree. However, I still think that Djokovic not being at his best, like he's probably maybe 78%. I'll give him 78%, maybe 82%, just getting specific. I still think Djokovic right now can handle Nadal and Federer, even if they were
even
both...
though that's his worst. U.S. Open has been not his best Grand Slam. Well, French Open is not his best one.
I'll tell you something from experience. In 2007, I've mentioned this before, I was in New York City. I was at the stadium at the men's final. In the stadium, and I watched Federer beat Djokovic. I think it was 7-6, 7-6, 7-5. Okay. So that's when Federer had won, that was like his 5th one straight. So all I'm saying is Djokovic played Federer like a couple tiebreakers and then, almost another tiebreaker. So this is when Djokovic, I think he was like 19, maybe 20, and I have to check the age there. But Djokovic is better than he was then, and Federer is worse than he was then. So how can you not still pick Djokovic over a Federer that's obviously aging, slowing down, even a little shaky at times these days, even with this new $300 racket that you can't even hit with because it's like hitting with a baseball bat. I mean, let's get...
You don't think that the U.S. Open...
But
the U.S. Open surface is slower, which
I don't think
which is not great for Djokovic's game.
But if
he wins the Australian Open because it's a faster hardcourt.
If you're playing a 38-year-old man with a 12-ounce racket...
Oh, I'm not saying that Federer's going to make the final.
Okay, but if you're playing a Nadal that's at 83.7%, doesn't Djokovic still hold the edge over those two physically?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so with that said, if all three of those are leaps and bounds better than everyone else out there, no matter who your argument is, does that not mean Djokovic has to be the odds-on favorite to win the U.S. Open? How can it not be? That's all I'm saying.
I think that Djokovic got very lucky at Wimbledon. I'm not the only one that says it. A lot of people say I'm not going against Djokovic. I think that he could make a final. Anyways, I don't want to get back into this whole...
Okay.
I'm just saying, I agree with him. He's not 100% yet. But he will get there. He's not 100%, but he will get there.
Okay. Can I say something without you interrupting me, like within 10 seconds?
Sure.
Can you, hold your mouth for a minute? All right. I'm not a gambler, but I know it's a very inherent thing in the world in which we live. I think the best people on odds are typically in places like Las Vegas or Atlantic City. I think, unfortunately, Atlantic City is probably a lot smaller than it used to be, so let's stick with Vegas. I wonder what the Vegas odds are for the favorites to win the U.S. Open 2018. If I'm right, you looking this up? If I am the odds-on favorite, if Djokovic is the odds favorite, if I were to call Vegas and say I want to bet $100 on the person most likely to win the U.S. Open, I guarantee you Djokovic is number one. And if not, then hey, she wins the point, and I'm out. But if I win it, I mean, I'm telling you, how can Djokovic not be the odds-on favorite to win this U.S. Open? I don't even think Federer and Nadal would be. I think Cilic would probably be the second best odds. I think Djokovic and Cilic have a better chance to win the U.S. Open, in my opinion, than Federer and Nadal. You doubting me? Doubting me? Seriously. I think I might even put. Well, no, I don't want to go there. I was going to throw Kevin Anderson in there, but I'm kidding myself. I'm still hanging on to.
I don't see. I see they do golf. I don't think.
Oh, they do tennis. Vlad's Music Box, we haven't heard from him in a while. I guarantee you, if we can find the odds-on favorite in Vegas, who's the odds-on favorite to win the U.S. Open, you can't look up.
I'm looking it up. I'm waiting.
So I guarantee you it's Djokovic. All right. So moving forward.
What about his Kerber and Halep?
Oh yes. Thank you.
You're getting old.
Kerber Halep. I like his final a lot, and I think I said it at the beginning of part 1.
I don't like the Halep pick at all. But...
I do. Look, you can't say that Halep is like Wozniacki that used to play 100 tournaments to get to number 1. Halep earned it, and she doesn't play a ton of tournaments. I think she pulled out of a tournament recently, and it takes courage to do that. Mm-hmm. It's hard again to bet against Serena.
So here it is. Men's U.S. Open 2018. Outright winner. Roger Federer with plus 325. Novak Djokovic plus 350.
Okay.
Rafael Nadal plus 400.
Okay. So Federer is favored to win it by a very slim margin, by 20%. By 0.2%. That's how that would factor out.
Yeah, Djokovic is plus 350 and Nadal is at plus 400. And then the next person is Murray plus 700.
Yeah. So the odds are real close, but believe me, in my opinion, right now, if I had Federer and Djokovic out on the street, nice tennis court, and they had to battle it out, the ultimate duel, I would have to bet on Djokovic right now at this point.
And it changed because before that, on April, they had Djokovic at plus 325 and Federer at plus 325.
So it was a push then. So it's very close odds. I obviously wouldn't think about betting on such a match, but if I had to, and was forced to, I would put my money on Djokovic. All right, so we're gonna go right back into the Kerber pick. I like the pick, yes, like it. The Kerber Halep pick, like it a lot. Definitely could happen. I don't think it will happen. I still, unfortunately, have to stick with Serena.
Serena's at plus 400, whereas the next person is plus 800.
Yeah, I mean, I love Serena. I'm saying, unfortunately, I have to stick with her because of the fact it's risky because she's still not even anywhere near fit. But believe me, she's going to have fans jumping.
Yeah, it's New York.
She's going to have fans just going, what,
it's
what,
Queens,
what?
New York.
She's going to have, like, Jay-Z and, like, Beyonce.
All the stars.
All the stars are going to be out, and believe me, she's like Steph Curry out there, you know. She's like, I mean, she gets down, and it's tough to bet against her out of shape. It's really tough.
You never know with Serena. I mean, she could, yeah. We'll see.
So I'm gonna stick with Serena in my final. And this may sound crazy, but I think we're gonna have a new finalist.
I think so too.
I mean, don't be surprised if Lisicki or Petkovic or...
Wait, stop with the Lisicki thing, Justin. She didn't
can
even
play.
qualify for Wimbledon.
She can play.
She didn't qualify for Wimbledon, which is her best surface. Are you kidding me?
Lisicki can come out of nowhere.
She's had a
and
crappy
dominate.
year.
I don't care. She can come out of nowhere and dominate, though. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm just saying an example.
It's like you saying Stosur.
Stosur could win it too. She already won one anyway.
Long time ago.
She won one. She's not gonna get nervous and choke.
Might as well put your name into the hat.
Man, come on. Stosur's a beast. She can play. She can play.
I would rather put, instead of Lisicki, I'd rather put Wozniacki in front of her.
No way. She can't handle. No. She's
Man,
too
shoot,
weak.
I'd even say Bouchard had a better chance than Lisicki.
Then that means take Wozniacki, take Radwanska, interchange them.
Bouchard has a better chance than Lisicki.
I agree.
Come on.
If she gets off the donkey.
That sounds terrible.
Well, she took a picture. She was riding a donkey
I know that.
when she just pulled out of a tournament. Why do you want to make it that way? See what I mean, this is... Come on, man.
I'm just saying it sounds terrible.
She was riding the donkey and took a picture. Like
I know that. It just sounds terrible the way you said it.
Well, okay. I don't know how else to say. Someone was riding a mule, and even that would sound terrible.
Okay,
so
ready?
She was horseback on a donkey. Okay. She was riding something that mimicked a horse.
What?
And it had 4 legs, and it was furry. She wasn't revealing anything, but nonetheless, she had just pulled out of a tournament.
Okay, Justin,
and said she was injured on her thigh, and she was on horseback on the back of a thing with 4 legs with hair that looked like a horse.
Okay, let's go.
With no saddle.
That sounds terrible. Let's go.
Just telling you the truth.
Yeah.
Gee whiz, man. All right. Focus here. Hendricks. All right, so Wainam Chia. Carlo's going to read this, and it's got to do with Venus Williams, which I like a lot. So let's go. Come on.
He said he felt bad for Venus in 2017. She could have picked up a slam. She definitely could have picked up a Grand Slam. She should have beaten Muguruza at Wimbledon 2017. She really should have. That was hers to win.
I agree.
She did not play. It's like she was not there that day.
So we've talked about this subject.
And her last chance too.
I still like her on my fantasy team at the U.S. Open. I wouldn't pick her to go to the final, but I'm still liking Venus, and we're going to talk about a couple more later. So thank you for the comment.
And then he still has a few more comments.
We'll
very few.
Okay, go ahead.
He says Federer Nadal after Fed's
way behind schedule.
Okay, I'll hurry up. Federer Nadal after Federer's performance at Wembley, I'm not sure he could beat Nadal, especially at the U.S. Open since it's slow hard courts. And that he's watching Murray. He imagines Murray could do well if he wins Washington.
Oh, I didn't even know he said that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, good facts there. That would be amazing if Murray did well, and Murray's gonna be a topic at the end because we are gonna bring up Murray and the debacle of whatever's going on with these 3:00 in the morning matches or 1:00 in the morning and then expected to play again. We're gonna get into all that in topics. But I think that was the last comment, right?
That was it, yes.
So, wow, time got away from us. That was really good. I really enjoyed the last 40 minutes, but I still got like 4 pages to go.
Well, let's go.
And I'm just getting done with
comments. Well, don't pause. Go.
Malfoy gets comment of the day. Comment of the day, though. Thanks, Malfoy, again. These days are long at times with the 5 kids, and we read something along the lines of your motivation, or motivational speech or message. And that inspires us to do better and to keep going. So thank you for that. And everybody else, appreciate the comments, but I think that pretty much handled it.
Yes.
So thank you, everyone. And Malfoy holds the Grand Slam trophy for comment of the day.
Yes, he does.
Go, Malfoy. Appreciate the motivation. All right. So we are going to jump right into the City Open men's results. And we're going to talk about women's results, too. So I'm going to roll quickly because we're going to run out of time.
Okay.
Murray won late last night. We were going to discuss this as one of our topics, so just remember that. Andy Murray won in 3 sets last night.
Good for him.
Late. Good for Murray. Good for Murray. Dennis Kudla, American, beats Lucas Pouille. I have to say, good job for Kudla here. Again, we've talked about Kudla a lot in the past couple of months, and he's still winning some matches. So, unfortunately for Pouille, he keeps losing matches.
Well, Pouille is not that great in hard court, so.
Either way, I thought we would get a lot. Diesel truck. I thought we would get a lot more out of Pouille. I was expecting Pouille a couple years ago to be a top 5 in the world, and I got nothing. Got nothing. Nada. All right, Chung lost last night to the Australian De Minaur. I'm not going to spend a lot of time there. I like Chung as a young player, but I still think...
It's amazing how Chung had a great year last year, and this year not so good with injuries, so...
Yeah, just one of those things. You know, here we go there, and here we go there, man, whatever. Great run last year. He's not going to be on my team this year for the U.S. Open, no disrespect. Last night, Isner lost to Rubin. 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Isner lost to Rubin, another American respectively. But then Rubin lost to Rublev. Rublev, the young Russian player, pretty certain is a good player, and he could be top 10 in the world.
Isner looked like crap playing Rubin.
We talked about Isner a million times.
Terrible.
Not wasting time there. No disrespect to Isner. Heck was that? No disrespect to Isner. Like Isner as a person and so forth. But again, as our run up to the U.S. Open, who's going to go deep? Who would we pick on a fantasy team and so forth? Then he's not going to be there for me just because he's got one thing, and that's a serve. All right. Anyway, so Isner lost to Rubin, which he should have won that match, obviously, and then Rubin obviously lost to Rublev.
Yeah.
Nishikori took out her boy Shapovalov.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's Nishikori. He should.
See, she
should.
She likes Shapovalov. Gets all mad about this because she says he's going to be number 1 in the world. She likes blondies with light eyes. That's what she likes. And she,
but he's a boy.
That doesn't matter. See, she said the same thing about Alexander Dolgopolov about 5, 7, 8 years ago. Hey, he's going to be... She sees this flashy stuff and gets just persuaded by its obscenity. I mean,
that's funny.
We were playing sets when we first met. She's like, "Oh, that guy Alexander Dolgopolov, he's got flash, he's got stuff, he's got this, and he's got that. He's energetic. He's gonna be number 1 in the world." I'm like, "What? That guy?"
Obviously, Nadal agrees with me. So
Dolgopolov?
No, not Dolgopolov.
Oh, Shapovalov?
Yeah, but Nishikori should win with experience. He should win.
Nishikori's like...
And it's 2 out of 3 sets, so come on. Let's move on to the next match. You're wasting time on that.
No, she gets upset about this. Shapovalov's been playing healthily for a while. Nishikori's
been through he's 19 years old.
Nishikori's been through like a wrist, a finger, a face.
He should have beat him. Move on to the next.
He's been hurt like 27
and plus
times.
they played really late too. All the matches were late.
Now she's got a time excuse.
All the matches were late.
Does anybody know what time these two played, Nishikori and...
And they were all late matches.
I bet you they played at 3:30 in the afternoon.
No, they did not. It was night match.
Do you want to check this? Because I don't believe it. I think they probably played mid-afternoon.
You're wasting time, Justin. Go to the next match.
You're just being defensive. She likes the kid. That's fact of the matter. And she hopes that she's going to be number 1 in the world. And then she reads this article from the dog. She's like, "Justin," she wakes me up. "Justin, wake up." And I'm like, "What, man? What are you waking me up for?" She's like, "Look at this." And I'm looking at this article, and she's like, "Read it." And it says... Journalist asked Rafael Nadal...
Well, you read it last time. We did it on our show.
Who he thought the next number 1 and 2 player would be. And she's like, "I see, even Nadal thinks so." I'm like, I don't care what Nadal thinks. I don't care.
Let's go to the next match, please.
All right. So, David Goffin destroyed Tiafoe 6-0, 6-3. I think Tiafoe lost subsequently, though, didn't he? Didn't Goffin get...
Goffin lost.
No, Goffin beat Tiafoe.
Goffin beat Tiafoe, but then Goffin lost. Goffin got beat by Tsitsipas?
Goffin got beat by Tsitsipas, yeah. So Goffin, who I like a lot, I've always liked him a lot, and he's been through some really sketchy injuries, like right in the middle of a point, like, and then again, like right in the middle of a match, So I like Goffin still, though. He beat Tiafoe 6-0.
Yeah, he punished him.
6-3, and unfortunately... Tsitsipas beat Goffin the next day.
Well, that's good because Tsitsipas is supposed to be the future of tennis.
Yeah, so. Tsitsipas needed that win. That was a good win.
He's the future of tennis.
Good win.
He's in that talk, you know? You missed that for a bit.
All right, so lastly, we have the younger Zverev beat the older Zverev. We have this as a topic, though. This is a topic. So we're going to discuss that very shortly. But Sasha or Alexander beat Misha. And it was actually a pretty good match.
It was a good match.
On the women's side, Petkovic beat Sloane Stephens. I mentioned this the other day, that if Sloane Stephens played Petkovic the way that she played Maddox Sands that she would lose, and yes, she played about the same way.
Well, she rolled the first set. First set, I thought Stevens had this in her pocket. And then something happened.
Petkovic hung in there.
Yeah.
Popovich hung in there. So a good win for Petkovic. So Osaka loses to Lynette, a young Polish girl, if I remember correctly. Net.
She's not that. She's a veteran. She's 26.
So we spoke about Osaka the other day and how she came off a match win, and immediately she was talking about video gaming and social media as well. I think Sloane Stephens was talking about the same. So they both lose. Oddly, we were just talking about, are they really dedicated to the game? Are they too worried on the social media stuff and they just lose? But we're not going to beat that dead horse either, just proving that there is some credibility behind that theory.
Right.
Osaka, I'm sorry you lost. Maybe you should stick with the video gaming because obviously your one Indian Wells win, which was respectable. But, I mean, pick one and, like, put time into it. You can make millions, and maybe that's not your thing. You can do whatever you want to do with video games. But if you want to stop suffering defeats such as this, you're gonna have.
Well, she definitely won't be number one like that, Stimpy.
Yeah. Stimpy Boy mentioned that, or not mentioned. He asked, "What do you think about Osaka being number one?" Our feedback was, "Well, no, because she put so much time into social media and video games to an extent." And this is just.
Well, you know, we watched Petkovic do her interview, right, with Justin Gibbleson, and that was a completely different thing. I mean, she talked about what she did, what she needs to do, what she needs to practice. She was a lot more serious.
Yeah,
into tennis.
I mean, I agree totally. So we're not going to beat that dead horse either. We're going to retire that comment as well. But just to F4 mention why we brought it up ever in the first place. Kuznetsova, a veteran, saw her play Henin in the 2007 U.S. Open final in New York, same place I saw Djokovic and Federer. I like Kuznetsova a lot. Her grunting is awful, but we retired that subject.
Yeah, me too. I like her. You never know with her.
We retired that subject
She could spoil someone's day any day.
Yeah, she beat the girl we talked about, Bogdan, Romanian girl. Go Romania, good job. Vekic, keep your eye out for Vekic. While Rinka's girlfriend, who keeps winning, keeps seeing her. I like Vekic as being not semi. I'll give Vekic a quarter at the U.S. Open. She took out, I forget who she beat, but she won again.
Yes.
All right, San Jose. We had Venus Williams that took out Heather Watson. Is it a big win?
It's a 3-setter. She bageled her in the last set.
Let's go, Venus. Come on. Another Romanian girl who we've been talking about a lot in the past couple of months, Buzărescu, defeated the 16-year-old Anna Misova, who we've been talking about, the 15-year-old last year when we saw her, now 16.
3 sets, though.
Good match.
You know, I might put Buzărescu. She might be she's in my head about the U.S. Open. We'll see how she does in the rest of the tournaments.
Again, Romania representing here. We have Victoria Azarenka later playing us. Pretty solid, used to be college player. Collins that used to play at Virginia. They play later today, so that's a match to look out for. Don't forget about Azarenka. Again, I'm not going to get into it, but I still don't think she looks like she used to look in terms of strength. Madison Keys retired from the tournament. She withdrew. Is this a big deal for the U.S. Open?
Injury. There's a lot of players that have been withdrawing. I don't know if it's a big deal.
I don't know.
I mean, she's had a lot of injuries lingering.
Yeah, she can be a dynamite player, but when she got punished the way she did against Sloane Stephens at last year's U.S. Open final, it made me pretty much become 100% decided that she will never win a major. Sorry, she got crushed by Sloane Stephens.
That's sad.
All right, so topics. We're gonna roll into topics because we have a lot to discuss, and we're gonna run out of time on part 2. First topic. Last night, the younger Zverev took on his older brother, Misha Zverev. Normally, if it were something like Venus and Serena, no disrespect to Venus and Serena, I love them both. But when they play, sometimes when they play, I don't have much interest because I feel like it may be manipulated behind the scenes a little bit. That's just kind of how I feel.
I've always felt that way.
And I'm not saying it's true, but and not that he even cares. I don't even care at that point. But when I watched the younger Zverev play the older Zverev, I saw a genuine battle there. And also after the match, I listened to both of them speak. So I'm going to spend a minute here. First, and this shows a maturity level of the young Zverev and why he can be the best of the best.
You know, I actually became a fan after last night. Because of that interview.
Yeah, the first thing that he mentioned, and look, if Zverev is the younger is going to do something and try to get to the world number one or to win majors, he has to do it now. And his mindset upon this interview was amazing. So he was asked basically about himself and where he felt he was, in the game. We heard Osaka stuff saying, oh, well, I'm at video game places in the interview. Well, this is what Zverev said to a degree. Positive energy is something that, and I'm quoting him the best that I can, not verbatim, but this is what he meant. Positive energy is something that our parents have taught us, and we try to carry positive energy no matter what, on and off the court. That their parents raised them both. And it was quite amazing that my brother is a serve and volley guru, classical, and I'm more of an all-around baseline. For his parents, and now I'm in quoting, but for his parents to do this, and believe me, it's very hard work. We have 5 kids that we train, and sometimes we can't get out there, but we really, really, really try to get out there daily, and sometimes it can just be absolutely brutal. It can be kids whining and crying, complaining, and throwing rackets, and you're like, no, you want to pull your hair out. But this family's got 2 boys with that type of humility on court.
What a great example. 2 different type of players, 2 different generations, because Misha's a lot older. I mean, and you could tell that the younger Zverev was trying to beat his brother. He was going for shots.
Man.
So, I mean, impressive. A future champion, but he has to do it now.
Well, what impressed me was the maturity of the way he spoke. But nonetheless, check that out if you have a chance to see it. His humility was great. He could be really a great thing if he can do it quickly. So the Murray matches, when we have to we got like 6 minutes and we're done. So the Murray match started last night. I want to say about midnight or so.
Started way too late for tennis. Nobody's watching tennis in the U.S. at that time for a small 500 series tournament.
Yeah, so this was
crazy.
This was interesting because Murray, and we shouldn't favor any player. Murray just did have a whole ordeal with a hip, probably still dealing with it, the mentality behind it. He's played a handful of matches. He's gone a couple 3 sets, and he's got to be tired. But forget about all that. You should not put a tennis player on the court at 1, 2 in the morning with potential to finish at 3, 4 in the morning and expect him to play a match later in the day. That's ridiculous. I understand there was rain at the tournament. However, some tournaments, i.e. Wimbledon, before the roof, they would have to postpone and have the final on Monday. You can't ask anybody, I don't care if it's Zverev or Coric, you can't ask them to play till 3 in the morning and then to play at 7 o'clock the next night. It's an insult to a potential injury. Can't do it. Would Murray be wrong to pull out here?
No, he wouldn't.
He wouldn't be wrong.
He cried. He cried when he won that match. Here's a guy coming from a long time injury, and he's done at 3-something, only to wake up, maybe sleep a few hours, and wake up and play another match. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is a small tournament. I mean, I doubt any of us were watching this match at 2 in the morning. Let's be real. So if you're trying to say TV ratings or selling tickets, I know. Selling tickets, I doubt that's the case. I mean, whoever's running the tournament, not running it well.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough work to run a tournament, believe me. It's arduous, and you got sponsors, and you have times where the facility's rented out the following day, and the crew has to get it. But, man, you can't put Murray back on the court within 24 hours. No matter, you can't put anybody that quick.
So what are they going to do, make him the last match, and he's going to be out there late again?
Anyway, I don't blame him for withdrawing. Comment on that. We're going to run out of time. Just something we thought about. Personal match update. Carl and I played today. I took a 6-3, 6-3 loss. There was one game where I was serving, and I hit the tape 8 times in a row on serve. So in other words, I double faulted an entire game away. Tape. I told myself if I'm missing by a centimeter, I mean, I got to make one of them, right? So that was early on. Found my serve eventually in the second set, and let's just say it was a lot closer then. The 6-3 in the first set was just ugly. Breaking.
Yeah, because I got broken twice, double faulted many times.
Yeah, we broke. Well, we didn't play for like 5 days, not sets. We took the kids out. We played some doubles. I had so much rust on me. It was like I had to chisel it off. I found my serve in the second set. We had a lot of good points at that point, but the first set was a break fest both ways. She tried out a new racket that I found at a garage sale for $10 that I re-gripped, restrung. It's really a nice frame. So she got really lucky there with almost a new racket, freshly strung that we strung. I think there's a video that I did and put out there of me stringing it. No, not that one.
No, not that one. No.
But it was a really good match day.
I'm not really proud that I won because he didn't play his best, so I can't even brag about that.
So yeah, it's not a braggable match.
It's not a braggable, but hey, it's one more to my win, and he's getting further away.
Yeah, for me, the most exciting thing about today is knowing that I spent we spent $10 on a racket. I won't mention names because again, that is why we were talking about whiting out sponsors and stuff. I'm not going to mention names, but
we're not going to mention names.
We're not going to mention names. So no brands. We bought a racket at a garage sale that had broken strings. The grip was destroyed, but I knew it was a quality stick. Had an opportunity to re-grip it, butt cap, restrung it nicely, put an overgrip on it, and she tested it today, and it cost us $10. Excited about that. Let's go.
I still got to get used to it serving.
Yeah,
I like the way it hits, but the serve is still something that I got to keep practicing.
Her previous racket was a Dunlop 300.
Why are you naming names?
Oh yes, my bad. Erase that. All right. Well, her previous racket was Amelie Marismo's old racket. How about that? Literally, she has the K sign and she played with it forever until like the graphite is now hollow. So we got her another racket, and it just happened to be sporadic. Again, I didn't mention that name, so we just pretend I didn't say that. Yeah. See, I would have to have someone edit that out, but I don't have time to do all that. Anyway, she missed her racket having hollowed out, and she got a new one for $10, and it's really, 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 really nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks again everybody for watching. We do this for you. Like it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it. Again, we want to try to do this more often, but we have different things we have to do in life to put food on the table, and maybe this can be one of them. Oh yeah, so check out the other videos, by the way. We've started to section them off: stringing, coaching, hitting, messing around, and maybe it's just a bunch of garbage, but you can determine that. But I'm saying they were very rookie, very elementary. We didn't know what we were doing. We would set a camera up, and hey, what you see is what you get. And that was pretty selfish looking back, but we didn't know any better. So we're getting better for you. Oh, in the fall, starting in September, school starts in about a week.
School starts Monday, babe.
The tennis season starts in February. We do the high school team updates too. You can look in the history. I did about 5 or 6, maybe even 10 or 15 high school.
Oh, that's what we have to separate.
Yeah, we have to separate those out.
Thank you.
So I think I'm running out of time for sure at this point. I got about 1 minute. So we assist coaching our high school team. And we went to state for the first time, or they went to state for the first time, and our kids won some matches, and we did match highlights, like kind of like a tennis update for the high school. So it was pretty cool too, and those videos are there. So we will see you next time. So we'll be at show number 60 next time, and that's it.
Yep.
We finished it, right?
Yay!
So thanks again, everybody. Good match. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed this day, and hopefully there's many more to come. Again, you can check out a website which is very rudimentary at this point at www.5ktennis.com, and it's just basically this, trying to organize some of the madness. So thanks everybody again, and as Carla always says,
hasta mañana.
Take care. Hit subscribe below.